Hello, I am at the end of the Miyar Valley, or at least the last place I can get to at this time of the year. And I was here yesterday on the other side of the river. Uh, I was sitting on that boundary wall you see next to that mud hut, and I'll switch to that. I wanted to give this preamble so that if I mix footage from both the days, you don't get confused. I'm on this side of the river today. I was there yesterday. So yeah, the last village is Khanjar, and I'm my cycle and my stuff I put in the other sister village Shukto. It's walkable from Khanjar. The road ends there, and that place is not actually far from where I was yesterday. It's like 1 hour, 1.5 hours walk in the morning with the cycle. Now this continues on there, and that is the Kangla Pass, which will then go on to Zanskar. And I actually wanted to go up there. There is a temple. It's very hard to see because even though the temple is white, it is very easily camouflaged by the white of the snow behind it. But right on the this straight line thing, you see that plane. You see, uh, there's a temple. That's where I wanted to go and mark the end of Miyar Valley for myself. But I was told that there might be leopards here, and now I've learned that animals are very good at camouflaging. I don't trust myself to firstly spot a leopard. Even if I do spot it, I don't definitely trust myself to outrun him. So that's why I decided to sit on this boundary wall and yeah, not go to that temple. Beyond that temple, there will be a plain that is actually common here, of like going to the heights, and then there will be a plain there. I saw very big plain on the way to the Shukto village today morning, and it's like huge plain. I mean, it's full of rocks, but like it's a bit unexpected to find that sort of a area here. Even the stuff on top of that is a plain. There's a cricket ground there. I am yet to be there. Maybe I should tell you why I am yet to be there. So that is actually the way to come to this place. So what happened was, when I was leaving Khanjar, I saw a couple of people carrying like stuff, and so I decided to follow them, and I just followed them. Then so they stopped at a point. Uh, it's like maybe not visible from here. It might be beyond the crest. So they stopped at a point. Then I asked them. So I thought they were going up to set up a camp or something. That's not what they were doing. So those people came up here. If you see in the front, there is like a set of 4 or 5 like huts, and so these people are hired laborers. They are coming here. Someone owns this land, and I mean, not one person, but like people own this land. This is private property, and beyond this, that is government land. So yeah, so these are farms. This will all be green in like the next 1 month or something. So these will be farms. They'll be growing potatoes here. They'll be growing peas here, and so these people, they were actually coming here with their stuff, and they'll be staying in those huts for the next 5 months. So yeah, so they told me that yeah, of course there's a way from above, but it's a longer way, and so they were taking a shortcut. And I mean, since these were people who were like they all of them were carrying a lot of stuff. They are coming here for many months. I don't even have a bag, so I said like, how hard can it be? So I'll just go with them. The thing was, where they were stopped because they were trying to shovel some snow, and I saw some snow there, and I wasn't really in a mood for snow. I am effectively doing a trek here, but I wasn't coming here for a trek. Like, I'm not prepared for a trek, mostly because my shoes are like I have taken them off to dry my socks, but my shoes are just sport shoes, and these are great. I think the mistake I made was I should have gone for a waterproof shoe, because some days it happens that I get stuck in the rain in the morning, and then my pants are great and they're like cotton pants and they dry very easily, and this jacket is fairly waterproof, and so I'm okay otherwise if it is a mild drizzle and rain. But if my shoes get wet, they just remain wet the entire day, and then I'm like stuck with wet socks for the whole day, which is not fun. So that's a mistake I made. But otherwise, I was okay with these shoes because I was not planning on trekking. But but I didn't even have trekking shoes, so I was not like really up for going into like that sort of snow. Now these guys said they also had so then see, the thing was they also have fairly shoes like me. I guess they are waterproof, but that's it. They are not trekking shoes. They don't have grooves. So they had fairly normal shoes, and they are all carrying loads. And of course, these are much more experienced people than me, but they're not locals. These people are from Nepal who are doing this work for whoever owns that land. But I mean, still, like they're carrying a lot of load, so I thought I should be able to go with them. But still, I asked him like, the snow, how much is the snow? He said it's like just itna hi hai. I'm like, okay, so I went with him. So that is that part. It was a very scary 1 hour of my life. Firstly, I was scared of getting injured. I thought like I should be safest, because since both my hands are free, I might be able to just like grab onto something and not like fall down. It's not a very big fall. It will be a big enough fall to kill someone, I guess, but it's not that scary because the height is not that much. But when you get no grip on the snow, and then you're like, then that was not what was scaring me. What was scaring me was the fact that the entire snow might avalanche down. But then I sort of trusted these people. Well, actually, so what happened is, by the time I had a choice, I didn't have a choice because I kept on following them, and I thought the snow will end now, the snow will end now, the snow will end now, but it didn't end. And so then there was a point when going back would have been a riskier proposition than following along. So I followed along. Yeah, I mean, so right now, even to me, whatever I'm seeing sounds a bit exaggerated, but that is what I was feeling at that point. That uh, I mean, okay, and one of the people, one of these people, they were also coming here for the first time, and that guy was scared shitless. I could tell, and so he was carrying a gas cylinder. Imagine, I mean, I'm free, and he was carrying a gas cylinder, and. So, I mean, to be fair to the other people, they had given him the lightest load. You can imagine that they were carrying much more heavy stuff and much more bigger stuff. Uh, so what I was scared of, I might watch someone die because they might fall down, because there was nothing there. Like you make a wrong step and the snow slides behind under you, and you just go with the cylinder on your back and you're gone. So not very, like I didn't really have a choice. I just kept on falling with them. But eventually, right, we came to a point where there was a resting place. Then I got happy, dude, the snow is behind. Then they said this like 500 meters more, but there's a danger of rocks falling from above, and again, not fun. I also still have to figure out the way of going back, because the normal trekking route is very safe. At least that's what I'm told, and it also seems safe because you go up from the village and then that will be a plain, and then you can come back here. The problem is I can't see it right now, maybe because of the snow, and yeah, I don't know. In the worst case, I might have to go back the same way, but that's it. What it is. You can also see other people doing the same thing. These are also hired laborers from Nepal who have come to, like, they have already started like tilling the land, and all the potatoes from here are bought by a single company, Balaji from Gujarat. They make potato chips from it, and so they were telling me that this is a fairly busy place in summers, in July, August. because what happens is, firstly, like this how they set up, and they set up places to farm. There'll be other, like you can see a small hut here, there's one more hut there, there's a hut here, so there'll be lots of people farming. Then there'll be the Kattis, who are the cow herds and shepherds who come here to get their livestock to graze. They come from Chamba and stuff, so there'll be those people, so it'll be full. Then he was saying there'll be like at least like 30-40 tourists passing every day uh, on the way to like Zanskar on tours. So from here on there isn't really a road, but there's a trekking route which is again fairly, I think, standardish. Guess you have to go in a group. This would be a very lovely trek, I imagine. And there is apparently a tunnel being built from the Zanskar side, and it'll go, I don't know where it'll exit, but the government really is trying to connect Ladakh to the rest of Himachal. I guess it makes sense from a security standpoint to make it easy. I mean, the roads are the first layer of connectivity to any place. One thing I got reminded of when I was walking today is that the last time around I was struggling to find an adjective to describe that temple with a wooden roof in Udaipur, the Mirkula Mata temple. And I think I still don't have the perfect one, but I can make progress beyond just nice and beautiful. So it gives a very animistic, primitive feeling. I mean, it's as if this is a temple of a pagan religion, which Hinduism is, but even more pagan than what it is right now. And I mean, that is the sort of a temple you can imagine a science fiction story having. Like, you go to a different planet and there you find a temple, and that might look like it, and that temple might have like magical powers inside it, and advanced technology hiding in it, and stuff like that. All this from the shape of the roof, but that is what I felt. Yeah. Alright, so compared to yesterday, the way today was very simple. It's also very short. It's I don't know the distance, but it's like less than an hour of simple walking. There's a very simple trail. There are lots of people farming here. I mean, lots as in 30-40 right now, and they'll keep on growing. So yes, I went a bit further today compared to yesterday. I was yesterday on that wall. I went till that point today. I can't go further. This is anyways not the way even in summer, I think. Although I am told that in summer you can't even see the rocks. It is so green in their flowers. But this is not the way anyways. The way will be that we'll go from on that side and on top of that thing, and then we continue on, and that's a plain, and there's also a lake there. I sort of am really tempted to give it another shot today, but and disregard the leopard thing, which is, so it's not really fake news. There are leopards here, snow leopards, but it is unheard of them to attack human beings. So I mean, there isn't really a risk there. I sort of don't want to disregard the advice of people and like override it. Whoever was telling it to me, they might feel a bit offended, and I might get eaten by a very hungry leopard also. But I don't really think there's a problem. I could very easily go up here, and that is where that stupa is. But I will not. So I mean, you can even cross the river. I mean, crossing the river reminds me. See, you can't really cross the river, and this will keep on growing the water level. But if you are in dire straits, you can just maybe cross the river in places. You definitely can cross the river in places, and it looks easier from here. Trust me. But yes, you might be able to find a place where you can just jump across the rocks. This is also a pro tip if you are a bovine creature. So, so the snow. How do we know that there are snow leopards here? Because they do attack animals. They will not attack in the summers, because summers there'll be lots of people here and those cow herds and stuff, and so then they'll not. But right now, if there is an animal which strays too far, a sheep or a cow or a bull, they do attack it. And so so the pro tip if you are a bull is that cross the river, because what happened a few days ago is one of the village bulls was roaming around at night. Maybe it got drunk or something, and then a pair of snow leopards attacked it. People can tell from the footprints, and they attacked it and they scratched it all over. So how did the bull save its life? So it went to a point of the river which was pretty deep, and it crossed it. And if you are a buffalo, you have longer legs, and it wouldn't have crossed it normally, but it was like between the river and been eaten by leopards, so it crossed the river. The leopards were not able to cross it at that point, and it lived happily ever after. So yeah, uh, the this place is a bit of a junction. Well, at least used to be a junction. It is still, people do treks to all sorts of places from here. So I don't know, maybe I should step back a bit. That won't really help a lot, but maybe it might give you a better view. At least the river sound might be much less. So yes, if you'll go straight from like not straight in the direction of my hand, that will be the Kangla Pass. That is the primary tourist route that goes to Ladakh. I am still not sure how long it takes. Some people say 1 week, some people say, well, I guess 1 week is the answer. Someone was saying 3-4 days, someone was saying 10 days. So but I guess they also tend to slow it down a bit, because they go in big groups and you have to like manage. If you're going in smaller group with people who can walk a bit more per day, it's not about faster, it's about distance you can cover, then you can maybe make it in 3-4 days. So yeah, so then beyond that peak there's a nala is what people here call these crevices, or these like the gaps between the mountains. There's not a good example here actually. I mean, maybe that is a good example. Between those two mountains you see a gap, and so that will be a nala. That is where the snow comes down, and that is where the avalanches happen, and that is what valleys sort of are. That is where the route is. You can't go on top of the mountain, you have to find a way from nala. So yes, there's a nala there. That is the old route where people used to get yaks from Zanskar. And then like beyond this the mountain that you can see right next to it, there is a way. There's a way to go to Pangi. That's another place that will go all the way. That will be where you will reach if you were going straight on from Udaipur is there. So from straight on from Udaipur you would have reached that place. The interesting one for me was, if you go in the gap between these two mountains, that goes to Darcha. That is where the road from Kelong heads, and that is the where currently the police checkpost, which is the last point you can go to right now on the Manali Leh highway. Yeah, that is where you can go from here. That is also apparently where the people who were living in the last two villages, Kanjar and Shukto, at least the initial family that settled there came from. It came from the Kelong side around 100 years ago. This is not like written in stone. This is just sort of what people think happened. So earlier, like if you go on top of this mountain, you can still see old farms. They're not cultivated anymore, but you can see the like the irrigation channels and the farms. So at some point, there were people from Zanskar who were living here. Then something happened, and then they all like sort of went away from here. Then some folks from Kelong, like actually it was apparently just one family, one household which came. They settled where the place where I'm staying, uh, and you can still see that old house. And then I guess over 100 years, I mean, there were some people who probably came from the Udaipur side also. Maybe more people came from the Kelong side. So this valley has gotten settled, and now in that particular set of sister villages, Khanjar and Chukto, there are 13 tolas. Those are 13 households, and uh, all of them don't even stay here. I mean, I discovered this because so the place I am staying at, they are treating me very nicely. I mean, they are such pleasant people, and they're taking such good care of me. I can't believe it that they are doing. I mean, so the food is great because see, everything they make is grown in their like own house. They have their own cows, and they grow like everything, even like the green chilies, even rajma. They have many farms. They mostly grow potatoes and peas for sale, but they'll also have small farms where they grow everything else. I mean, I guess they get some stuff from outside, but it's like the food is just like very, like, I don't know how to call it. It's very fresh and tasty. So yeah, the tea was also great, which to my like happiness, happy surprise was great. And then I sort of figured out why it was great. What happens is most people have stopped keeping cows. This it's better in this valley. It was a bit worse in the place where I was earlier in Dandi. Most people they don't keep cows anymore. So what happens is, and then it is a problem to get fresh milk. You can, if there is someone in the village who has a cow and who has extra to sell, but it's apparently more common to use the milk powder to make tea, and that is a difference. So these people have their own cows, my host, and so that's why the tea is great. The food was great. There's amazing fresh butter and stuff. Okay, so enough about food. What I was getting onto was, of the 13 households, uh, only 6 of them keep cows here, and the reason is they want to go back. They stay in Kullu in the winters. Only 6 of them remain here, and only the people who remain keep the cows, because who else will take care of the cows in winters? So yeah, I got great tea, and see you all later.